and welcome to the channel. And today's video is going to be about these two custom McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Michael Keaton Batman figures. So far we've gotten two Keaton versions of Batman in the DC Multiverse line. So we have the first release, the first Michael Keaton Batman that we got on in the line was for the Flash movie. So that is the one that we have on the left. And on the right, the most recent release, which was with the gold pack, gold labeled 2-pack with the Batmobile, and then later included in the Ultimate Movie 6-pack, which is the 1989 Batman. So that one's on the right. So you've already seen me do a custom of the 89 Batman before. That was just pretty much doing the head swap with the Mezco 89 Batman, and then just adding a cloth cape, and basically it's the same custom here, except I did go a step further on this one, and did a full body repaint. Just the black. I kept the gold belt, gold. So yeah, this is I believe this was the version that came with the Batmobile. Yes, this is the version that came with the Batmobile. And the reason I know this is the one that came with the Batmobile, or actually no, I don't know. One of the two versions, I'm trying to remember now because my brain is a little fuzzy. One of the two versions came with a little tint of green in the plastic. I think I mentioned it in the video for the previous 89 Batman custom. So I'm trying to remember. I believe the first one was the one that had the standard yellow oval instead of the meaning the yellow oval painted in yellow and not gold. So yes, I'm pretty sure this is the gold label version that that came with the Batmobile. So the one that came with the Batmobile is the one that has the greenish tint to it, and which is this one that I did the full body repaint on, because I had mentioned that it was starting to bother me how the plastic had that greenish tint to it. So I decided to do the full repaint to get the all black, to get it an all black version, right? So we'll get to the Flash version on the left, which is pretty self-explanatory when you look at what I did, but we'll get to it in just a second. So just to get a better look at this guy, so again, I did the same thing that I did with the previous custom. I am using one of the Mezco heads from their 89 Batman. And I did the same as far as, adding the magnet to the base here at the neck after removing the original cowl piece, and then just putting on a magnet. I don't believe it's glued on, because it's the way that I dremeled out the space for the magnet. It fits in really snug. So if I were to want to remove the magnet, I would be able to. And then, of course, the head just snaps on. I filled in the cavity left by the original logo, chest logo. Filled it in with hot glue, and then just painted it over with a matte black. Well, painted it over with the when I repainted the figure. And speaking of the figure, yeah, so you can see now there is no greenish tint to this figure. Although it does have like a slight gloss to it. Even after I applied the matte clear, he still has like a shine to him. The paint that I use to do this custom is this one, BHT plastic paint. I've shown this before, but yeah, supposedly it's for superior adherence and all of that, and will not flake, chip, or peel. Right? It is very resistant, but again, it's not 100%. You know, that it will not flake, chip, or peel. But if we do the testing for like the joints and everything, you can see that the paint is still, it's sticking in there. So, I mean, I don't play a lot with the figures after I do the repaints and all of that. So, I mean, ultimately, the durability of the paint is dependent on how much wear you give out to the figures. But, at first use and all of that, the joints are not, they're not, the joints are not, the paint is not falling off the joints, so it is pretty durable. The one thing I did also do as an extra step on this figure versus the previous custom, on the padding here on the forearms and on the shin guards, I did add a different side, a semi-gloss to it, just to give it a contrast to the overall finish of the figure. So again, supposedly this is all matte finished, and this has a different type of gloss finish, semi-gloss finish to it. But in the end, it almost all looks like it's the same finish. So I really wanted to use the normal paint that I use when I do a flat black, which is the Duplicolor vinyl paint, but they didn't have any in stock at the AutoZone that I go to. So I went to another one, and they also didn't have it. So I ended up using the VHT, which is a little, like I say, it's just a little more not as flat. The actual color, it says it says it's a matte black, but it doesn't come out too flat. And then the cape, same deal. I just added a little wire that I glued onto it so that it sticks better to the body by itself, and then in conjunction with the magnet on the head sculpt, so the diameter of the magnet fits inside the diameter of the wire that I glued onto the cape, so that fits, so that the wire sits on the outside of the magnet, so that when I put it on, it locks it in, you could say, with the magnet on the bottom. And then the fabric I used for this cape, this is more or less just a temporary cape. It's not the final. I don't. It's fine, but it's a little too. Um, it's a little too. What's the word that I'm trying to look at? It's not as free. I mean, it flows, but it's a little slightly on the stiffer side, and we're gonna. If we're gonna talk about stiff, I'm gonna show you the other what I did on the other uh, figure. Um, but for now, this is the cape that I have on this guy. Temporarily until I find a better material that suits the look of the figure that I want, that I want for the figure. Okay, so that's this one. Then we bring in this guy. So again, now this guy is more of a more work involved than on the other one. The So the paints that I used on this guy, um, the blue is the duplicate color, vinyl and fabric. So the color that I used on this guy is just standard blue. Okay, but you can see the code there. So it's their blue. And the gray that I used for the suit, again, same duplicate color, fabric and vinyl. This charcoal gray. They do have another. They do have another gray, which is this one, which is a little lighter. This is the medium gray. So I've also used this for other customs before. It almost, you can say it's almost like a primer gray. So if you want to use this as a primer for your figures, this will also work because of because it's made for vinyl and fabric. It sticks to the plastic better. This is the matte finish that I use on all of my figures, the Krylon matte finish. Okay, so the this guy, obviously I had to well, first let me just say, why did I go with the blue and gray color scheme on this figure? Well, as I've mentioned previously in other videos when I do customs, this is my preferred color scheme for Batman. This is the color scheme with the Batman that I grew up with. From Super Friends, and before that, any other interpretation of the the Adam West Batman, or just in comics in general, or just merchandising in that era. That was the color scheme for Batman during this time. So this is just the Batman that I grew up with in the in the 70s and in the 80s. Um, so when I was deciding what I was gonna, because I already have this figure. I also posted a previous custom that I did just do minimal things on it to to that custom. I just left it black and all of that. But this one, obviously, I was thinking what I wanted to do with the second figure. So I was like, yeah, I think I'll do the blue and gray version. If for those who saw the Flash movie, there's a scene where uh, Bruce Wayne enters is in the Batcave, and then he enters the vault or something where he has all of the bat suits, and there's a bat suit in there, which is more reminiscent to the Tim Burton era Batman. I believe it's one of the returns suits that he has in blue and gray. So, but since we don't have a figure of that suit in the McFarlane line yet, I'm pretty sure we'll have one by this year or maybe next year. I mean, he's already releasing a bunch. I mean, it's the only Batman movie he hasn't released a figure on, basically. So, so I'm pretty sure that's coming. But in the meantime, so I said, okay, well, let's just repaint that second Flash movie Batman in blue and gray, and here we are. So the first thing that I did for this figure, tore it apart and everything, masked off the boots when applying. Well, no, actually, I didn't. I don't think I actually masked off. Maybe I think I did mask off the boots when applying the gray on the legs and everything. Same for uh, the gauntlets, the gloves. So the when I applied the blue, I'm sorry, when I applied the yellow on the on the underoos, I painted it blue first, but had masked off the belt area, or maybe I did it in reverse. I think I no yeah, I and then I applied a white primer around the belt because the belt and the undies are just one piece. So I applied white primer over the belt because painting yellow over black is hard to get the color to really be its true color. So I applied a white primer around the belt and then applied the yellow. The face I had to completely repaint. Well, I mean the part with the exposed face. When I did the initial masking, when painting the yellow, I'm sorry, the yellow. When painting the blue, I some of it I had some. I guess it didn't seal properly in one part, and some of the blue just bled into the face part. So I had to repaint the face. Um, we'll look at the face in just a second. And obviously, you can see that he has like the shadowing around the eyes and above the cheeks. That's part of the look of the Batman that I like, how he that look instead of, but I never go with the full rim on the forehead. This is the look that I prefer. Just having the part of the eyes and the cheeks all covered in black, and then obviously we have a fabric cape, although you can see it's a little stiff, and I'll explain in just a second. Well, let's have a look. So how I have this attached. I also attached this via a magnet, pretty similar to the 89 setup. So I drilled out at the bottom of the cowl, and I attached a magnet to it. Here you can see, although I do have I to get a little more height because I didn't like how low the head sat on the neck, so I just applied some tissue paper at the bottom of the socket for the ball joint. Just applied some tissue paper to get the right height, and that's where I have it sitting right now. So that's why the back of the head, you see some space in there, but it's still full mobility and all of that. So nothing is hindered or anything like that. So let's just get a closer look at you can see it slightly pops out, and let's get a closer look here at the repaint that I did here on the face. It's just a custom skin tone. Try to match something closer to the skin tone on the from the Mesco head. It's not exact, but yeah, just it's not the same pale colored skin tone that the figure naturally came with. Yeah, you can see how I do the section around the eyes and on the cheeks there. Right. And of course, this one previously I had fixed the ears. This figure infamously comes with rounded tips on the ears, so I just sliced those off to get a little sharper look. I also thinned out these portions of the cowl, these uh, these spiky things that stick out, because they were also a little too thick, and also rounded off. These are supposed to be sharp, so I ended up fixing these as well. And on the figure, we'll get to the cape in just a second. The figure, I also drilled out and got the put the magnet on there. You can see how it rests. Um, again, uh, this is just how I set it up, because it all depends on how far you drill into the head sculpt. But this is pretty much how it rests flush. You can see how the connection with the shoulders, how there is no space. So that's how it sits flush on the figure. So this part looks like it's floating, but that's just how the figure is made. Um, it looks proportionally, it looks a little weird when you look at it like this. It looks as if the shoulders are sitting too low or the cowl is sitting too high, which may be true in reality. But again, that's another thing I probably could have done is maybe flatten all of this out, much like I did on my custom three Jokers that I repainted in all black. Probably could have done something similar, maybe to have all of this sit lower, so that the portion here of the cowl that goes up on the neck looks a little more natural as opposed to how it looks now. It probably could have been something like this, instead of something like this, which is how it is right now. But again, that's just a sculpt. And the cape almost looks stiff because it is stiff. Why? Because I applied the paint to the fabric. I couldn't find a fabric, a blue fabric that matched the blue of the suit, or something even remotely close. So I did an experiment and just repainted over the blue that I had, the blue fabric that I did have, using the paint, and it did stiffen it out, So I mean, I kind of expected that this was going to happen. So for now, this is the temporary cape that I have. Obviously, you can see that I have it hooked on with bobby pins, and that's fine. I mean, the cape does spread out, but because of how stiff it is, it's a little too flowy outside, So I like I like to keep the cape snug, hugging the body. How it looks on the just the silhouette it gives, right? I like how this looks. So but yeah, all of the joints, they're all fully painted, and the paint is sticking. Again, that's why I use that vinyl paint, because supposedly it's again resistant to not chipping, but it's supposed to be flexible. That's the idea. It's supposed to flex, and adhere better to plastic. Let's see just how it rests on the floor here. It is scalloped, although the scallops are a little less pronounced, but there is a curve to the to the to the scalloping on the cape. Let me just bring in this other guy here. So yeah, it has been a while since I posted a video on the channel. Again, just stuff gets in the way, and you just sometimes you just don't find the time to be able to record even a simple video like this. That takes 20-30 minutes and whatnot. But yeah, just life happens, right? So anyway, I just found this free time right now, and I was able to get this video out. And as I'm recording this, I'm gonna record this in the morning and put it out later in the day. But yeah, just some news from as far as a channel update goes. Since the last video, we have reached 500 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you, everybody. It's been a 3.5, 4 year journey, but like I've said, my goal for this channel isn't really to, blow up and be like this, big, huge YouTube channel. I mean, if it happens organically and all of that, that's, that's awesome. Just like like I've said before, I like sharing my hobby and all of that. Or my hobbies, but for as of late, fully dedicated the channel to just action figure customs and all of that, and reviews. But again, I've posted videos on comics and all of that, and I finally was able to find a replacement, a guitar interface. I was finally able to find a new guitar interface for my guitar to use with my new laptop that I got the past couple years ago. The interface that I had was not compatible, so I just been lazy, basically not and I yeah, I was just being lazy, and just delaying the purchase of a new interface. So I finally got one. So I'll probably gonna be posting something guitar related as well in the future. Now that I have the interface, I'll be able to do some recordings and show you my one of my other talents. So yeah, that's just the channel update. So again, all I do this is for fun. None of my videos are monetized. I'm not doing this for money. I'm just doing it for fun, for my pleasure, and just sharing it with you guys, and whatever I'm learning across this journey of collecting action figures and customizing action figures. I'm sharing with all of you, and if my experiences help you guys with your journey in customizing and all of that, then that's awesome. I try and answer every one of your guys' questions when you comment, which is much appreciated as well. And so yeah, feel free to comment down below, and I'll answer any question you may have. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll be seeing you, hopefully not in another month, in the next one.